In this video, we're going to be taking a look at packages in Python, and I want us to start that off by just taking a look at the meaning of package in Python. A package in Python is a way to really organize your related modules in Python, and it is essentially a directory containing multiple Python modules. And in this case right now, in the case of these particular packages, there will always be a special file that is actually named underscore underscore init underscore underscore.py. Okay, so this is a special file that must always be found within your packages set directly to be able to make sure that you are really creating a Python package. And then I want you to think of these packages in Python as a folder that kind of groups related functionalities together. And these packages, they often help to keep your code base organized, and especially if you are building a larger project. Okay, so that's just what that is. And what we're going to do right now is that we want to go ahead and then dive into creating and then using Python packages right now. All right, now that we have seen the meaning, let's get right in and then create Python package and see how we can actually use that. All right, so suppose we want to create a package that is actually called a utilities. But inside of that utilities package, we want to have like two modules inside of it. Maybe it's going to be something like math underscore ut.py module and something like string underscore utils.py module. What I want to do right now, I want to go to the project directory of my application. Okay, I want to create a new folder for this. So what you want to do is to create a new folder, or you can just basically, maybe you can create the utilities folder inside of the project that you are really working on. But I want to start this with a clean slate. Okay, so let's say that this is going to be let's say we're going to just call this my package, and this is just basically going to be the folder that I want to work with right now. All right, and then inside of this particular project folder that I have in here, I can go ahead and then create my utilities folder inside of it, right? So we can basically go ahead and then open this up within our editor. But I think what I want to do right now is to, first of all, let me open this up and then create the utilities folder in here. All right, so this is going to be utilities. So try to understand that. So I do have utilities folder inside of my packages folder. So assuming that this is your project name, this particular folder right here, I want to go back one more time. This folder right here called my package, and then you want to create your package inside of it. So this is basically my package right here. This utilities right here. So that's actually my package, and then I want to open this up with my editor right here. So what I want to do, I think, let me just right click on this and then try to open that up with let's open this up with my editor, which is PyCharm, and that's a kind of opens up right here. So look at the folder we just created, my packages, and then we do have this particular file inside of it right here. Okay, so this is our package. All right, so I want to pull up a screenshot of how the structure, a kind of how we're basically going to structure the application. If I pull this up right here, and you take a look at this right here. So this particular screenshot right here, we're going to have a folder of our main application, which we have actually created right here. So if we go back in here, let's go back one more time. See that we do have my package right here, which is the folder of the work that we're working on right now. And if we have that right there, I want to show you the screenshot again. So we do have a utilities folder which we have actually created, but inside of this utilities folder, we need to have a special file called underscore underscore init underscore underscore py right here. That's a special folder that we need to have inside of the utilities package right here. And after that, we can create any other files that we want inside of it. But this particular one called underscore underscore init underscore underscore dot py is a special file that you must have, right? So after that, we can create the rest of the two in here. All right, so I want to go back to our development environment, and we can right click on this right here and then create a new Python file right here. And this is going to be underscore underscore init, and I'm going to just do underscore underscore, and I'm going to just do .py right here. And I open that up, and this is just the file right here. Remember, we don't need to create our modules inside of this particular utilities package right here. So to do that, we can go ahead and then do that right now. And maybe you want to create the one that I've actually shown you right now. So this is basically going to be, let's go ahead and just call this math underscore utils.py. Let's create that. It's created. Let's create another one right here, which is also going to be this one is actually going to be string underscore utils. Utils just simply stands for utilities. All right, so we do have a string underscore utils.py. So we do have these two modules right here, and then we can actually make use of it within our packages right here. All right, so right now we can go ahead and then create whatever code we want to add in these files that we have just created. Let's say something like math underscore utils.py, and then this one is actually going to be left empty, but you can actually add some code inside of it, things like your initialization code inside of this particular place. Okay, but essentially what this does is that it's actually going to help to convert this particular folder right here called the utilities into your package. That's just basically what this is actually going to do for us, this particular init underscore pi right here. All right, so that's just basically, and remember that this is underscore init underscore dot pi. All right, so that is just what that is. If you don't want to create it the way that we created it, that is also a way to actually create it within this particular place. You can convert your you can create the folder and then convert this into your package, right? And then it's actually going to automatically generate this underscore init underscore dot py right here for us. However, I don't want to add anything to this particular file right now. What I want to do is to write the code that I want to write inside of my what is it called, my math underscore utils right here. Right, so let's move this a little bit backwards in here, and what I want to have inside of this place is really going to be simple. I'm going to just put a function in here, and I'm going to just do let's say this is going to be add, and what do I want to do with the function in here? I just want to add two numbers. Let's say we're going to add 2 to that of the b at a later time. So we can create a function in here by doing add, and we're going to just do that, and then we are going to just say return. And what we basically want to return right here, because it's an addition, we can just do a plus b right here, and that's just basically going to be able to allow us add these two numbers at a later time, right? So we'll have that right there. So we can also create another one. So this is just a function for addition. Let me just put a comment in here. We can put another comment in here, and then let's say subtract two numbers, something like that. Okay, and to create the function for subtracting two numbers, we can just do def, and we can just do something like subtract. And what you basically want to subtract, we can subtract a from b or b from a, however that is actually explained. So if we have that in there, we can just do a return statement in here and just do a, and we're going to just basically do minus b, and that's just basically going to, that's the function is going to actually basically help us be able to add and then subtract two numbers in here. All right, and after that, we can also work on this particular one, but I think what I want to do first of all is for us to be able to run this code first of all, and then see how we can actually get the results from this particular place. And then to run this, the way that this is actually done is that we do not actually run this file directly from this particular place. However, what we want to do, and to be sure that we use this as a module, is to get back into our main folder right here, and we want to create a new file in here, and we could just, let's call this main.py. So this is going to be main.py, and then we'll have that really open right here. And remember that this file is actually created outside of this particular utilities. You could also have it inside there, but I'd like to have it outside of this particular place, this particular utilities package right here. All right, so that we can actually go ahead and then import the our packages from here into that particular place. And how do we do that right now? Really simple. So within this main, and I like to also show you the structure so that you really understand that if you open this up, you notice that we do have that file outside, and then you see that we have actually gotten our .ida right here. If you open it up, you see that all the things that we need has been generated. All right, so what we want to do next right here is, if we go back to this main.py right here, we want to go ahead and then see how we can actually import what we have in this particular place and then be able to use it right here. All right, so within this page right here, remember, we want to just first of all work on this. We want to be able to import the functions that we have on this particular place into this main right here. And I want to put a comment here and just say import. All right, so we do have that right here, importing the functions from the utilities package. And to import the first one, we're going to just use the keyword, say from, and we're going to just say utilities right here. And from that utility right here, we're going to do, with no space, we're going to do dot. And what we want to basically import right here is going to be this math underscore utils. So we're going to just do math underscore utils right there. All right, and we have that in there right there. And then we're going to add another important keyword right here called import. And then what do we basically want to import? We want to import the add, and we also have subtraction within that particular page right here, which is this particular one. So I also want to import that. So for that reason, I'm going to have a comment here and then bring in that subtraction right there. All right, so with this, it means that we have actually imported from the utilities folder, we are able to import this particular file called the math_utils, and we're using the keyword called import to be able to import the addition function and also the subtraction function right here. All right, so that is just that on that two lines. Down here, what we want to basically do right now to be sure whether we really got this importation right is to go ahead. Let's say we're going to just print the result right here. So for that reason, if you do print and we want to go ahead and then do add, and let's say that we're going to basically add 10 to that of the, let's add 10 to 5 right here, and then let's see what is actually going to happen. So if you take a look in here, you see that this now becomes a little bit more pronounced. But then, however, if you save the changes right here and then we'll run this, we should be able to have the result of this. So let's run this code right here. And if you take a look at here, you see that if you add 15 right here, okay, I used a 15. If you add it to 10, we are going to basically get this value right here, right? This is 25. It's going to give you 25, and that's just basically correct, right? So you see how we are able to like import from our utilities file. We're able to import these particular modules right there, and we will actually perform the addition right here. We haven't actually done subtraction. We can also do that if we want to do that down there. All right, but this is just basically how it really works, right? So we're able to like import some modules from our packages right here. All right, so first of all, lastly, let's just take a look at how we can actually work on this subtraction right here. So if you take a look in here, you see that this one hasn't actually been used yet. But if you want to do that, if you print this right here, and then let's put that down. And what basically, let's just say we're going to subtract 15 from 10 right here. All right, so we're going to subtract basically 10 from 15 right here. So let's save the changes right here, and then if we run this code again, you see that okay, we need to change the function right here. So this is going to be subtract. All right, so we are going to just do subtract. Let's make sure I type that correctly. So this is going to be subtract. Let's save the changes, and then if we run this code, you see that we do have a 5 right here, because if you take 10 away from 15, what remains is actually going to be 5. All right, so that is just that, guys. So the next thing I want to do, we can use this time to also import. Let's say we want to work on the things that we have on this particular place. We haven't actually written the code for this yet, but we can actually write that right now. So what we want to do is that we want to put some functions in here, and let's say we're going to just do, so we're going to just do 2 underscore, let's say this is going to be uppercase. For our uppercase letter, we can go ahead and then just do string right here, and let's throw in our what is it called, our colon in here, and then we can just do something like return, and this is going to be string, and it's going to be dots. This is going to be upper, and what we basically want to do with that is just that we want to return whatever that we are going to basically use right there as an uppercase letter. Okay, if you understand what I mean. So we do have that one right here, but then if we want to also be able to return the ones that is going to come off as lowercase letter, we can just do to lower case, that's the function name, and in here we're going to change this from upper to lower right here, which is just basically the method that we should just be able to use to be able to get what we want. And we do have that right there. And the next thing we can do, if we want to practice or see how we can actually get this, we can go back in here, and first of all we want to import that. All right, so I'm going to just copy this line for importation, and I'm going to just paste that down here. And basically we're importing from utilities package, but what we are importing is not actually from this particular file right here. Rather, what we are doing is that we're importing that from string underscore util. So I'm going to change this to string underscore util, and what you want to import is different from this particular function right here. So if you go back in here, you see that we want to import this particular function right here. So I want to get that in there and then put it right here. And then the next one we want to import is this particular one right here. So if we go back in here, I want to make sure that I put that right here. Okay, so we do have those two things in there. And down here, we can now go ahead and then make use of those things. So if we do print, and we can just do 2, and this is going to be uppercase, and what do we basically want to convert to uppercase? So we can say something like hello right there. And on the next line, I want to copy this so that we can also experiment with the second one right here. And I want to change this one to lowercase, so this is going to be lower case right here, and I want to change this word right here. So we do have let's type this in uppercase letter. So I'm gonna just do, this is gonna be word like that. And what this is actually gonna, okay, I think I need to just basically type this in uppercase letter. This is gonna be word, and what this means is that the result of this is actually gonna come off as uppercase letter. It's not gonna come out as lowercase letters as hello that it is right here. Rather, it's gonna make sure that everything comes out as uppercase letter, and then the one that is actually down here is actually going to come off as lowercase letters, right? From the beginning to the end. I want to save the changes right here, and then if I run this code in here, and you see what just happened right here. So we do have hello all in caps letter, and that's what this line does. And then down here we do have this one in lowercase letter, whereas it's actually in uppercase letters right here. All right, so that's just what that actually does right here. If you take a look in here, see that that's just basically what that is actually going to do for us. All right, so this one is actually going to convert everything to uppercase letter, and then down here this one is actually going to convert everything to lowercase letter, and that's just basically what that does, guys. So you see how we can create a package within that of the Python, and then be able to import the modules that we have inside of it, and then use it within our main.py file. So it's really very simple, right? So what is actually the advantage of actually using this thing that we have actually done? This package is right here. Okay, so the advantages of using package: number one, it actually organizes your code base. So it makes managing large projects easier by grouping related modules. So the second thing is reusability. Okay, it always allows you to be sharing and then reusing your code across your projects. And so the third one is actually namespace management. So it actually prevents name conflicts by isolating code within a package. So that's just the three things that it actually does for us. And I hope that you guys kind of understand this, and pretty soon you should be able to start using this to create some more robust applications. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.